Yeah. Hi Ram, how are you?
Hi, Alekya. I'm doing great. Thank you. How about you?
I'm fine. I'm fine. Thank you. So I wanted to ask about, is credit score necessary to get a job in Canada? Uh,
Oh,
how, uh, how,
that's a
how
very good
should,
question, Alekya. So this is also some of the frequently asked question to me in the mentoring sessions that I attend. So the topic is credit score really needed to get a job in Canada? Okay, what
yes.
is the credit score has to do anything with the job, right? So that is what people don't understand. So, okay, let me explain. So in Canada, most of the jobs are in the banks, the top six banks, like RBC, CIBC, BMO, TD Bank, Scotia Bank, and other banks, right? So there are also credit unions. There are also some of the other financial institutions which give jobs, and there are also insurance companies. There are also credit companies. There are so many financial institutions. Canada is one of the biggest financial hub.
Yes.
So um, typically what happens is if a financial institute or financial institution wants to hire a candidate, besides the technical abilities which they check in the interviews, in the background check they also wanted to check their credit score, because whoever they are hiring, they wanted to ensure he is a person who respects the guidelines of the financial institutions. One of the
Yes.
guidelines of financial institution is ability to repay on time, maintaining good credit profile in the banks and financial institutions. So they also check, because if somebody is coming into a bank, he is the first person who has to respect the guidelines of the bank, right? So if he
Yes.
doesn't maintain a good credit score and doesn't respect the guidelines of the bank, then he's not a right employee for the bank. So which is why many of the financial institutions, banks, credit unions, small banks, bigger banks, or any financial institution, when they are offering a job to a person, irrespective of whether it is an IT job or a non-IT job, they always, in the background check, make sure that the candidate has a very good credit score. Okay, so that is why, if not the other other companies, but if a person is applying for IT job or a non-IT job in the banks, then credit score is a must. For other jobs or other companies, may or may not be. If it is an
Okay.
insurance company, they may or may not ask. If it is a healthcare company, they may or may not ask. But if it is a bank, I'm seeing many people are asking for definitely credit check as one of the module in the background check.
Okay. Okay, but who provides this credit score for an individual? And how can one check this credit score?
Yes, see, this credit score, we have two standard credit agencies. Like one is a TransUnion and other is Equifax. And most of the banks provide this credit score for free. If you go to Scotia Bank or CIBC Bank app or in the website, you can check your credit score for free. You can also pay in the Equifax.ca website or TransUnion.ca website and get your credit score. So you can either get it for free or get it paid if you want to have some real-time scenarios, real-time score.
Okay. What is considered as a good score? I mean, good credit score. And
Uh,
what is the range for a job seeker in Canada?
Okay, yeah. So for especially for job seekers, because they are not going for some loan or something, so they don't need
Yes.
credit scores like 700s or 800s. They just need some decent score. So
Mhm.
in the past experience that I have, like based on whatever I talk to the recruiters and background check agencies, I believe for Equifax score it should be above 450. Better 500 to be on the safer side. And for TransUnion, the score should be above 550.
Okay.
Okay, and also score is not enough. We also have to make sure that the three things are not there in the profile. One, you should not have any credit accounts in collection. Okay, so you should show the credit report should show zero collections. If there is one collection, then even if your score is high, because of that collection, your background check will fail. And secondly, there should not be any delinquencies. Okay, if you
Okay.
have any delinquencies, then your even if your score is high, you will not be getting the job. And the bankruptcies also should be zero.
Zero.
Most of the times, job seekers delinquencies will always be zero, and bankruptcies are always zero. But many people which fail to check is the collections. Okay, collections generally, if we have a uh, phone bill, and if we don't
Yes.
pay the phone bill, and we move from one provider to another provider, people generally fail to pay the final payment of the previous provider,
Yes.
and send multiple reminders, and they can't log into the app because the account is closed. So which is why many people think that they have already cleared, but phone companies think that they did not clear, so it will automatically go for collection. So this is where many people I am seeing, they ignore, and they suddenly see collection in the credit report, and sometimes even the missed payments
Yes.
will not have much impact when it comes to deciding for the background check. But collections, if there is any, then definitely it is going to be a problem.
Okay. But how can a newcomer to Canada, how can he obtain a credit card, and how long does it take to establish a good score?
Yeah, so that is again a good question. For example, if there is a new immigrant or a newcomer to
Mm.
Canada, and if he gets the job in the very first week,
Yes.
then obviously he will not have any credit score if he got a job in bank. So that is
Yes.
going to be a problem.
Hmm.
Okay, so immediately what we should do is, background check won't fail in this case, but it will be kept on hold
Okay.
to check after the candidate has joined if you can explain the scenario. But one of the quickest way to build the credit score is as soon as you land in Canada. So you directly, the very next day or the same day, directly go to bank, open your bank account, and they will directly give you a pre-approved credit card with some minimum limit, $1,000 or $2,000. For PRs, they give, I think, $2,000. Some banks give $1,000. If you are on a closed work permit, they give either 3,000 or 5,000. If you are on open work permit, they give like 500 or 1,000, depending on the bank. So as soon as
Hmm.
you get it, and also get your phone line activated the very first day or second day. Phone lines here are all postpaid, so they always do credit check, and it will also making the payments on time will help you build the credit. Anyway, in Canada, it takes about 3 to 4 months to get a job. So if you do this in the very first week of landing, then you will be able to
Yes.
get the credit score by the time you get the offer. So your background check will be green if you get a job in the bank.
Okay. I have nice inputs from you, sir. Thank you.
And also, I wanted to add one point here. Sometimes, even to do the identity verification in the
Mm-hmm.
background check, they generally use this credit check as one of the means to identify the identity of a candidate. Okay, so
Okay.
given your full name, last name, and date of birth to do your identity verification, sometimes they also use the credit check. So in such case, also you need to have your identity, credit check in place. Otherwise, the identity check will fail. Then you have to do the identity check using manual methods, like going to Canada Post and showing your ID card, and then
Hmm.
some slip, and you have to put that slip and scan it and send it to the background check company or your hiring manager, and they will verify on the call. So that process is very complicated if your ID check using the credit check method fails. So this is also one thing. I have seen people, their background check getting delayed because they did not answer some of the credit check questions properly. So obviously the identity check will fail. So they'll give a letter. We have to go and go to Canada Post. There we have to show, they will give some slip, then we have to scan that slip and send it to the hiring manager. Then hiring manager need to have a call. He asks you to show the ID proof, and then he will update it to the background check. All this process will take about a week or two. Instead, if you
Very
are verified online, then it happens then and there, right?
okay.
So identity check is useful even for that. So I would suggest all the job seekers to maintain a safer credit score of at least 500 in Equifax and 550 in TransUnion, or maybe put 500 in Equifax and 600 in TransUnion. These scores are very easy to get. You don't need to do many things. These will automatically come unless you have any collections or you have any bad history. Make sure you maintain this history, and if at all you get a job in the financial institutions, you'll be able to get it. You will be able to pass the background check easily. Any other questions, Alekya?
No more, Ram. Nice
Okay.
input from you. Thank you.